There shall be showers of blessing, precious reviving again, over the hills and the valleys, sound of abundance of rain, showers of blessings, showers of blessings we need. Mercy drops from the sky falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, send them upon us, O Lord. Grant to us now a refreshing. Come and now honor thy word. Showers of blessing, showers of blessings we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, oh, that today they might fall. Now as the God yet confessing, now as on Jesus we call. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. Sing showers, showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead.
Yes. Today we will be looking at music, its soul and the body. These are some of the highlights. There are more, and I will not go into the details of the impact of music on the soul and the body, and the role it plays in the elevation or lifting our consciousness and make us feel that there is some presence within a place of worship. Now, I would not like to give a detailed historical background concerning comments that have been made from the ancient times by not only the Bible, but also from the ancient philosophers who lived 3 to 4 centuries before Christ. We know that music has the importance in worship and in our quest for closeness with God in the Old Testament. Yeah. But also, in different parts of the world in ancient times, they noticed something about music. Just briefly, centuries before Christ, Plato wrote that if there is anything that can touch the soul and penetrate it and go to the deepest level, that it is music. And in his academy, his school, music was an important component of learning. But before Plato, Pythagoras, people know generally as a mathematician, was a great philosopher. People know him as a mathematician because of the Pythagoras theory. Yeah. But he's a great philosopher and had the Pythagorean school, where he had disciples, and they were vegetarians. His was to lead them to that part of raising their consciousness and to seek communion with the source of life, our Creator. And music was so central that he encouraged his disciples not to sleep without listening to music. But you see, in this case, sacred or religious or spiritual music. Yeah. Okay. Now, let me leave that. But for broad information, that Pythagoras we are talking of, he was a Greek philosopher, and he is the first philosopher to use the name philosopher and qualified himself as a philosopher. So that's how this word philosopher came up, or the discipline philosophy. Yeah. And the meaning of philosophy is the love for wisdom. That is the Greek definition, and how the traditional definition of philosophy is the quest and the love for wisdom. And for wisdom, for one to acquire wisdom, it means you should not be somebody who wants to leave certain stones unturned. Are you following? Okay. Now, let me now come to music. If we look at the word or our understanding of music carefully, we see that it involves sound, blending of various tones to produce what we may call music. Yeah. And it may be instrumental, it can also be with lyrics. Yeah. So music, we can say, began in heaven. Yeah. They say, as above, so below. Music began in heaven. When we discussed, it's good that we actually discussed that angelic host. And you see again here, I mentioned something about, like here, we have had sermons on this. Otherwise, it may become difficult if I'm presenting something like this. So I will not be able to do justice to this and this one. So we notice that music began in heaven. Why I say it began in heaven? The angelic choirs, we taught here that they were traditionally known to be spiritual beings whose functions were to sing and glorify God in the throne and abode of God. But you see, they also they are not just singing. The first time I saw an angel, that angel was holding a trumpet. You can see some traditional pictures of angels, and they are holding this trumpet. It is real, it is part of what they use also. In other words, it's an instrument. So, this singing here, or how that aspect of their function, because we say they have other functions. So, involves using their own spiritual instruments to produce those spiritual and harmonious heavenly songs. So that's why I've written this here, so that we can know and recall where music is coming from. Next, there are positive and negative effects of music. I think, as Christians, or anybody on the path of Christ, you have to be selective. You have to be selective concerning the type of music that you connect yourself with. Yeah. It doesn't mean that we will not hear the secular music. And it doesn't mean that we will not at some time see people who we don't know what they are worshiping. Maybe they are worshiping idols. They are just passive. They are not part of them. Then there are the negative ones. So the positive ones have positive effects on our spiritual development. Yeah. And at times, you may not be knowing the level of your spiritual development. It is only when there is music that you can know. It will go straight and steer you up. And you can find, maybe you are not talking, you just find yourself, you are not able to resist it. Maybe you're not talking in other tongue, or you just find yourself, your mind is filled with you are overwhelmed with joy in your heart. Yeah. Some of the thoughts and the worries that were inside you, they tend to fall aside at that time. You will come back to yourself after some time. Yeah. So that shows how powerful, and anything that is able to do that type of thing, whereby you've been trying to set those things aside, there is something occupying your mind, the problem. But you've not been able to set it aside. I mean, it just keeps coming in. But now, as there is music, maybe it's for worship or for, you find that that thing is, you become unconscious of that. This whatever overtakes and takes over. So it affects the soul and the body. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think some minutes back, I said there was the last song we were listening to there is those type that people use nowadays for dance offering. There is what they now call dance offering. This dance, now let me make reference to the Bible. David, we remember that he used to dance for the Lord. And there's a song which I think I should also learn it. When the Spirit of the Lord is upon my soul, I will dance as David danced. I will dance as David danced. Okay, what does this song say? That when the Spirit of the Lord is upon you, that you will dance as David danced. Yeah, so the fact that David demonstrated that shows that he was overwhelmed. Yeah, because they also employed various musical instruments, to make melody to the Lord. Yeah. So there is the positive. I'll talk more about it. Just in another part, maybe part 2. All these things, they are like introduction. Then there is the negative, also negative effect. The ones that produce negative effect. These are forms of music that are not sacred music or inspired or gospel music. I'm using the word gospel because of our own setting, the context in Africa, yeah, and how worship is going on today. So there are the ones that they produce negative effect. There are some secular musicians who, what they are doing, it was a gift from God. Yeah. But there are those that they are not, what they are doing, they don't know the forces behind that. The carnal mind has its values. If you don't stand against your carnal mind, you will not listen to gospel music. Yeah. Because the carnal mind wants this other one. But you have to establish yourself in these things of God so that when you listen to these secular ones, so that you can be able to analyze and explain something about it. Yeah. Because at that time, you are immune. It does not make any impact. Yeah. It has nothing to do with your devotion and all that. So, and we can't avoid it because when you attend some functions today, it can be that may last for hours, but the music there, and maybe you are bound to attend. It's maybe secular. It's not supposed to affect you, unless you get carried away. I mean, what I mean, if you give your carnal mind that rule. I'll talk more about this negative music and why it produces negative effect. Music and the raising of consciousness. By raising of consciousness, mean elevation of consciousness. And the type of music I mean here is the devotional music. Yeah. So the devotional music help to elevate or raise our consciousness and cut off those things that were preoccupying our mind, those problems at that moment. And your whole attention, and you have that feeling of being either in the presence of God. Yeah. And what actually happens is that it used to help to attract the Spirit of God. What I mean by Spirit of God is everywhere, but since we don't perceive it, not so. It now, as our consciousness is raised, so this Spirit of God, the Spirit of God now, the frequency of the energies of God also is attracted to lower, and then it affects us. This music, it goes through our ears, but our soul and the Spirit of God in us steers our consciousness. That means that there's a level of sensitivity we have reached.